Tilly against Errico.
I kind of foresee this happening. I really felt early on, I think you or someone had asked me like who you're liking, and I'd seen Soleil surfing. I saw Rachael surfing, more importantly, because we knew Soleil was already in that first matchup, and you know, Rachael Tilly's ready to put on some fire.
Now she's going for her fourth. Rachael Tilly going for her second and up and riding on her Josh Martin built board with the Hoffman fabric on the top into the sole arch, right in the hook under the pocket there. Clean, and then puts that board into a nice down carve, cut back turn as she cross steps forward, Carla, and a quick start for Rachael. Great body language, the lean back in the sole arch, really putting emphasis with those hips thrown forward.
Yeah, she has very upright kind of style too, and straight-legged kind of cross steps. She has really fast footwork. She's going to final it out here on the inside with a bit of tip time. She's definitely a force, and she likes this wave. She feels comfortable in these conditions. And I think she's really hungry to win a world title again.
Absolutely, she definitely is. And she's surfing with a lot of joy. Rachael Tilly drops a 5.17 for her opening wave. Soleil Errico, reigning Women's World Longboard champion, 6 steps to a crisp 5. Walks out of that opening touch of the nose. Back to the tail, wide point back on that board. Some spray thrown. Now demonstrating variety, using the drop knee turn for that second cut back, and then just snaking and climbing. Another use of the drop knee, just a little touch of the foam there, keeping it lively, keeping tall, but then a lot of flex in the knees and the hips as she walks through towards the front, but recognizing it wasn't a steep enough section to go to the nose. Now things die out, and she will kick out and she'll drop her first score.
Rachael's going to be up and riding.
Rachael Tilly stroking into this. She's got a high line. She opts to go to the lower part of the wave, sets herself up, and now she's on the tip with 6 good clean steps up to a sole arch 5. Holding that nose ride, staying back on that tip, a really long amount of time spent on the opening nose ride. Walking cleanly back to the tail. She puts that board on rail, cuts back, comes back out onto the shoulder, touches the nose, and then now touches the white water as she just goes past Soleil, scrambling back out. Soleil opting not to use the jet ski assist, having ended that wave midway down the point. The phrasing of the words in light of knowing she is a role model for up-and-coming surfers.
She's really wise for her years, and she's a great competitor, but she's also a really solid human, and she's growing up to be such a wonderful young woman. She's got another wave here. She opened up with a 3.6. She's trying to get a higher score, obviously.
Nice. This was dynamic, and she really attacked that section, but we can see Rachael Tilly on her third wave with a 6.67 for her second wave. Soleil Errico on the inside. Carla, this is fantastic. Soleil in a locked hood ornament sole arch. Rachael still moving through. Both of these women in the first title match at the top of their game, really exchanging nose rides with a long lock 10 for Soleil through to the inside as she finds that pupusa section. It's smaller in there, but she controls a really nice roller coaster to end. It loses its extremities as the tide drops. But what about this on the replay from Soleil? She really went for it, getting very deep in these opening maneuvers.
Yeah, we talked earlier about kind of getting those nose rides where you come from a bit behind the section. I think she did that there in the beginning. This wave, though, not quite standing up as it came in to that inside section. So she's having to kind of really work the rail game and the tail game, but gets up to that tip time again. Nice critical nose ride, bringing it back. She's going to set up for the inside section again. Really great style coming from Soleil.
Wow, what a nice nose ride to clean things up through the inside as well. That wave, yes, started slower, but ended a special moment. And here's the replay of Rachael.
Yeah, here's Rachael. Quick steps up to the 5 and then 10. She resets again. She brings it back. Almost kind of comes unglued there, but manages to hold on. Bringing it back into that, as we've talked a lot. There's a lot of that cutting back in order to set up for that good nose ride again. She gets the stretch 5 to the 10.
Nice. Long 10.
Yeah, nice poise. And then again, more footwork. She's really quick on her feet, and she's really great at keeping that flow kind of consistently, happening and in the pocket. Bringing it back around, and then she's going to start setting up for, as you say, the pupusa section. But really a lot of footwork, a lot of action, not really any lay down time. You can see a little bit of knock knee pump action as she sets up for that final little rebound off that white water, finishing off on the inside.
6.7, but the average means that the edge just goes to Soleil. But still in second is Soleil, chasing a 6.64, and she's locked on the nose. Holds that 5, that wave gets peaky, walks out of the 5, but things got a bit bouncy then. And you can see it for female longboarders out of California with regards to nose riding.
Oh, well, goodness, we have a huge field of amazing nose riders. I mean, we see Soleil, she's become a role model for women and men alike because she surfs so incredibly well. We can see her really doing all the things here. She's trying to get to the nose. It's not one of our bigger waves. We see a little bit of a bump in the scenario here, but locally in Malibu, I think of people like Ashley Lloyd and Cassia Metter. Down south we had women like Jen Smith, Summer Romero, Christy Murphy out of Florida. My generation really is full of some pretty hardcore nose riders.
And you had a huge impact as well.
The juice that you're needing.
Well, here it is. There's the replay. She really went straight to the tip.
Yeah, straight to the tip there. Kind of brings it back around. We can still see a bit of that onshore wind, just creating a couple little chunky moments there. But really just fine-tuning, being careful. She probably is feeling that bump and just making sure, okay, I got to hold on to this. I don't want to fall.
Kept it smooth, considering how difficult it was to ride that opening section. But
Super.
I really like the carving approach, the kind of wide point back turning arc of the board. The wave didn't really have a massive amount of scoring potential, though.
No, but it does come in just slightly higher than that 3.6 at a 3.9. So she has kind of bettered that situation. She's still needing a 6.64 to come in.
Had a bumpy wave to deal with. She did well. We're going to get a score coming through, but right now, live action, Rachael Tilley fades in, cross steps forward, nice measured footwork. Recognizing that wave is just going to not offer much more, walks back to the tail, kicks out. She's in a good position with a 6.67.
Whoever wins this will still have another, the loser will have another chance.
Traveling here with her mum Laurie is Rachael Tilley, up and riding. Dad Glenn will be listening in, brother Michael as well, and she's back on the tip there. Walks out of that second nose ride, kicks out, recognizing that she's not going to replace that 6.67 or that 6.23. And she's now in a paddle battle, Carla, and I absolutely love paddle battles. Who's your money on? Who's your dollars on? Who's your Bitcoin on? It seems to be in her favor right now, the fact that Rachel's had a little bit of momentum, already won that match against Honolulu Bloomfield, but of course this is best of 3 and straight to the nose. Soleil Errico. Now she's grabbing the rail. Now things are getting quick. Is she going to work her way around this?
Yeah, I feel like this heat isn't really playing out the way that she may have envisioned and maybe talked over with her coach, CJ.
John Michael Van Hoyenstein the ride, but recognizing it wasn't going to be a big one, and sure enough it wasn't. It didn't get him into the title match, but getting up on the inside, it's Soleil Errico looking for a 6.64, finds the 10, holds that 10. Great footwork out of that 10. I like the back arm up. I know that there's a variety of ways you can use arms, but for me, sometimes the stylistic element of Soleil's use of arms really excites me. There's good flow here. There's good rhythm. It's a smaller wave, but it's steeper and it's still going through the inside. Good critical nose riding. And back to the tail, Carla. What do you think?
Well, I agree with you. I love the way she uses her arms, and we've talked, you and I talk all the time about longboarding as a dance, and the arms are an important feature of it as you see her get to the nose ride. And she's being calculated, and her shoulder to fingertip, it has control.
That was a really well put together ride, and I think that's going to give her a lot of confidence if she can do that kind of surfing on a set wave.
She's definitely going to get, I feel strongly she's going to get rid of that 3.9. She does a nice fade into that high line to get that high 5 to 10. Then we're going to see her re-wrap it around, and that's that moment, that like kind of sweeping bottom turn with the arm up. It felt very natural, not forced, not posed, but very natural. And then a different little use of the arms there when she whipped it into the cutback, using that body momentum and that forward momentum to bring it back around.
Megan Godinez talks about throwing flowers, throwing lures at the end of the cutback, and that felt like that kind of approach.
Yeah, or I could think of like throwing the net out to fish or something, yeah. But there's purpose for the arms. It doesn't mean that the arms necessarily need to be always straight down at a person's side, but when we speak about, it's all going to just depend on what the ocean gives us right now. It looks like Soleil is going to go ahead and take that under priority position and get herself a nice fade into the tip time.
There it is. There's the official results. A 6.67 and a 6.23 for Rachael Tilley. Adds that combination together to create 12.90. Soleil Errico right in there, was just chasing a high 6 at the end, but 1-0 to Rachael.
Different energy in the ocean though. The period of the swell, the longest distance between waves we've seen all events so far. It's a different type of lineup. It's super slow intervals.
And with a bit of momentum already in this, let's get another look.
Yeah, I like the fade turn, setting things up, not jumping straight to the nose, because that put her in a deeper section. As I always say, your nose ride is only as good as your setup turn. And in this case, Rachael really is one of the few surfers in the draw who has that down to a T, and it's faring really well for her today. The wave got a bit foamy on the inside, but she stayed committed, getting some work done. And if you can get a set wave, you can surf it in the pocket, you can end up on the shore break and kick out with control. It's always going to be about 4-point ride. If you can add some nose rides, add some critical nature to the turns, it'll go mid-range. And I think Rachael's going to be well on her way for that.
Yeah, the momentum that we talk about so much, key is just keeping that going if you are in winning waves, and important for her to get that wave. She hasn't gone very far down the reef there. She really wanted the long finish. Meanwhile, Tilly back into it again. So up straight in for a quick 10. So wasting no time up on the nose and then stretching out an extended 5 through another critical section. It's really similar looking opening section for her. Back to the tail and carving down again. And then being in the middle of the board, kind of a neutral stance, just fading a little bit towards an inside bowl. A little bit of footwork. She'll lean off the bottom and set up a line through an inside. Let's see if this one steepens up for her. Again, she'll get the 5. Some nice work on the nose again from her, and she'll get a little runner through here. That one got stick, just wobbled her off actually. She's got a little straight leg as that thing bounced. But good work done out the back again.
We watch this fade, so keeping in mind this is... Rachael's thinking Soleil's about to lock in a great number, so she's backing this up with a long 5. And you see her stepping back into this arcing turn, becoming quite the trademark for Tilly. This one fades away again, but she stays activated, stays with it. This is the point that Soleil kicked out of her wave. Rachael, knowing the lineup, having surfed that previous heat, feeling comfortable, and she sets up this inside section, which it so often delivers Sunzal. And she gets up to a nice little 10 there, and in here it just goes a little straight-legged. And
with the ultimate prize at stake, it's nervous, tense moments. This will feel better for Camp Errico as she takes away. Good-looking one. As we'll watch it from above, she'll swoop down and carve in the pocket. Footwork takes her to the tip. Just a little bit of time on the beak of the board, and then nice S-ing carve. Just doing really well, using both rails, linking those turns together, and then a little bit of softness, and you almost saw a little bit of resignation in her body language there, which isn't really something you want to see. She's going to have to just try and keep her spirits up here.
But that'll be a great backup. Here goes Soleil.
Yeah, looking for a quick reply here. And she has to paddle a while. She'll get a little hung eventually. The wave lets her in. She'll swoop. Nimble work straight up to the tip. And then coming out of that section and linking up a little jam off the rail. And again, speedy to a mid-board position. And then another quick 5 for her. So not real extended nose rides thus far. Okay, crucial through here as she gets a little bit of energy, a bit of momentum, a little bit of luck as well, you might say, with this wave on the tail block to just set that swoop and turn back down. Then up towards the nose. There's a bit of white water all over the place. It's not super clean.
It's Rachael. She's warming up, and this is a unique concept here at Sunzal. We saw the final 8 last year at Malibu, but here we are at Sunzal, and it's a different story.
Committing to that nose ride on a bouncy section. That could have been a number there, piling on pressure for Rachael. It wasn't to be, so she'll get back into the lineup. Meanwhile, Rachael ain't hanging around. Straight up to the tip. And she's perched on the nose for a while. Gets back there again. Nice looking section. Nice and steep. She stays pretty close to it through the nose and then out on the shoulder. So she carves back, cuts back. A little bit of footwork to link things together. And then fading back towards the cobblestones here. This one will double up, stand up. She hopes to the inside. Looks like it will. Back up to the nose again. There's a 10 quickly. She'll remain up there. Footwork. She'll walk all the way back. Everything's linked pretty well. And it'll get steep and sucky in here. Let's see how she deals with it. She'll use the speed just to go down into a low line and then a kick out. So a nice clean finish.
The men's draw are making their own, but have a look at that steep nose ride. Not waiting for Soleil to get priority. She jumped straight up into this wave and saw the potential down the line. These turns here, they're very unique. And she just stays on the tail here, linking with the footwork. and doing some of her best surfing of the year so far, and just timing it perfectly on this wave as it had a great inside track. And she gets up on the nose, getting the pick of the waves again in this heat. So any nerves that she might have had moving into this round, they're washed off completely, because she is looking absolutely sweet as she lines through this inside section. You see jump off there.
Probably just paddle out the back pretty easily, but this is a crucial wave for Soleil.
Yeah, so great form there, good body posture. And the way she steps in the middle, using that midsection, that turn there, great technique, good form. Little winding up the windows there, showing some nerves with the chop of the wave. Just a few linking hang fives here. Just at the top of the wave, gets a little touch 10 there. And hands down for a moment. And Soleil's been really relaxed throughout the year, but you can see her body language just a bit stiffer than normal, which is still smoother than any average surfer. And she's linking this one together. Great form, the drop knee carve, the variation, but just a medium-sized wave. No risk, and really the control element was there, but
using priority, using it to great effect. An important wave for Soleil Errico. This one out the back, high line from her, straight up for 5, and deals with the bounce as well. And then just kind of S's that carve in the pocket, stands on the tail, drops the knee a touch, and then just stands on the tail and just lets that wave get in front. She wants the wall nice and steep. That'll make the nose ride critical. It's exactly what she wants to do. She just kind of nurses and steers that fade around. A little bit of footwork as she joins this up. Crucial moment of the wave here. This can go a couple of waves. She gets a steep section. She'll get on the nose. There we go. Quick 10 from her. And again, just jamming it down. A quick abbreviated down carve, and then more time on the tip. And she'll just hang there for a while, looking very composed. There has been a bit of wobble throughout this wave, but she surfed it really well.
Unreal. That was a great exchange from both surfers. The question is, though, will Rachael improve? And this is going to be important. Who can get to the ski pocket-style surfing? But going to power and going to the face is Rachael who's up and riding.
Relentless Rachael Tilley. Here she goes. This one will stretch out. She'll go up to the nose. A quick 10, and then hangs onto that 5. She'll walk back and just turn and jive with a bit of speed. Realise, yeah, there's not a lot happening there. It's not going to improve my numbers. I think I'd rather have priority. This angle from behind shows you whether it's sort of steepening up or whether there's a little bit of wobble. It did feel a little bit wobbly, but it will be an improvement for her for sure. And Rachael, she's just super busy, super active.
Yeah, she's really starting to throw down the hammer there. The board's springing around and she's bopping up and down. But she's got the favourite up and running, the #1 seed.
Yeah, she'll use priority here. So, as you mentioned, positioning out there and putting herself in a commanding position. Drops down on the nose, deals with the speed. And then just jamming down into a low line off the bottom. And then waits for the right moment to go back up to the nose. This one, a touch shouldery, just a little bit bumpy in terms of the flow. And she'll look to clean that up. She's looking down, you see. She's right looking at the inside to look to fade down and just see if she can swing and get a runner section. And then again, more extended time up on the nose. A quick touch 10 for her. A bottom turn, more footwork, steps it up. A little soul arch, a quick 5. And just keeping this rhythm going throughout. She's been relentless, covering all sorts of grounds. And gets that little float roller finish as well.
So yeah, talking through this one just with no nerves, currently in the lead, and Rachael stepping back into this, and the board just sort of bouncing around a little bit, lack of control there, really handling the bumps well though, and she gets on the nose again. So that first nose ride was critical, but here, shoulders out a little bit, but she knew down the line there's going to be an inside section, just taking her time. She knows that she's currently in the lead, and she needs something considerable to better that 6.4, and there it is. Long nose ride, gets a little touch 10, getting tangled at the leash, but that's no issue for Rachael. She works up, little soul arch there to the inside section. This wave just kept on giving, and this could be the winning wave for Rachael's second world title.
In El Salvador 2024 for the second time in her career. It's been 9 years. She became the youngest ever. She'll look to cover here and use that priority, but you know what? Soleil will pick this one up. So Rachael Tilley just lets Soleil get away from her. And Soleil, she's a battler, she's a fighter. She's got a chance here, looking for 6.95. Not a huge number, little section. Just fluffs and drops in front of her, so she'll wait patiently. She's poised. And now onto the tail. Little jam down to swoop, loses it there.
Winning those 2 matches against Soleil Errico, who really was the favourite coming in this event, showing great form. And Soleil on any right-hand point break is hard to beat, but Rachael doing her best surfing here at Sunzal, a place that's going to remain really like a second home, you'd have to say, for the rest of her life, and great memories. And there we have it, Rachael Tilley, our Surf City El Salvador World Longboard Champion for 2024.
Chaired up the beach here at Sunzal. That could be a technical chairing when there's not much sand on the rocks. Right now it's pretty sandy and smooth there, and she has been absolutely brilliant.